Hello, welcome once again. We still continue our lesson on mensuration, and today we are going to look at parallelogram, area and perimeter of a parallelogram. Okay, so parallelogram is also a quadrilateral, okay, where the opposite sides are equal and para. Alright, the opposite sides are equal and para. But the difference between parallelogram and then a square and a rectangle is that each interior angle of a parallelogram is not 90 degrees. Okay, and even a rectangle and square can also be, and even a rhombus can also be an example of a parallelogram. Alright, so let's see parallelogram. Okay, so this is how a parallelogram looks like. The opposite sides are para. So I think this is like A, D, C, and then D. Alright, the opposite sides are para and they are equal. Okay, difference is that for a rectangle and a square, each interior angle is 90 degrees, but that is not the case for a parallelogram. Alright, okay, so for parallelogram, what happens is that the opposite angles are the ones that are the same. So this angle here, angle ABC, okay, is the same as angle ADC. Okay, so the opposite angles are equal. And what happens is that the co-interior angle, the angles here, the co-interior add up to 180. So what we can say is that angle, let's say ADC plus angle BAC BAD is equal to what? Is equal to 180 degrees. So the angle at D and the angle at A, alright, are co-interior. Okay, because this side is parallel to this. So when it happens, these are co-interior, and then these are opposites. The opposite angle, the angle at D and are also the same. The same thing here. This angle and this angle are also the same. This and this add up to 180. 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 Alright, that is about a parallelogram. Okay, and what we can say, let's talk about the area and then the perimeter. Alright, so what we say about a parallelogram is that the opposite sides are equal and para. So let's say if here is side A, then the same applies here. If here is B, then the same applies here. Okay, so let's look at the area. If we talk about the area, then we need what? We need the height of the parallelogram. Alright, so this is the height. Okay, our height. The height is H, and then let's say the B here, okay, is the length of the base. Because the height is here, then here becomes what? Becomes the base. Is that okay? Alright, so if you want to find the area, then the area of a parallelogram is given us. Is giving us the length of the base times the height. Okay, so that is about the area of a parallelogram. So B times H. Alright, that is the length of the base multiplied by the height. And then let's look at the perimeter. So the perimeter, we are going to add all the side. Okay, this is one side, another side, another side, another side. All right, so we are going to add all the side. So A plus B plus A plus B. So A plus B plus A plus B. So that will give me 2A plus 2B. And then that will be 2 into bracket A plus B. So the perimeter is similar to that of what? A rectangle. Alright, a rectangle. So the perimeter of the parallelogram is 2 into bracket A plus, where the A and the B are the side of what? The side of the parallelogram. The side of the parallelogram. Alright. Okay, so this is about the area and perimeter of a parallelogram. The area is length of the base times height, and the perimeter is what? 2 times the addition of the two sides of what? The two sides of the parallelogram. Is that okay? We are going to solve questions right now. Alright. Okay, so let's look at the questions here. Number 1. A parallelogram has an area of 128 centimeters squared. If the base is twice the height, find the length of the base. Okay, so we are given the area, and then the area is what? Of a parallelogram is equal to length of the base times the height, or the perpendicular height. Okay, so the length of the base times the height, or you can say the perpendicular height. Alright, so we are given the area as 128 and the base is twice the height. The base is twice the height. Alright, so it implies that if, let's say, the height is h, okay, so let the height be h. If the height is h, therefore what will be our base? Our base is that the base is twice of the height. The base is twice, so the base will be equal to 2h. And if the base is twice the height, then what can we say? So it means that our area 128 is equal to the height h, or the base, okay, 2h times the height, or the perpendicular height, which is what? Which is h. Alright, because the base is twice the height, so 2h times the h. Then we have what? 128 to be equal to 2h squared. Alright, and let's divide 128 by 2. We are going to get 64. So our 128 over 2 is equal to h squared, and 120 over 2 give me 64. Alright, so what will be my h? That is square root of 64, and that will be 8 centimeters. I said we should find the length of the base. Okay, so we have gotten the height as h, therefore the length of the base, okay, is 2 times the h, so that will give me 2 times 8, and that will be 16 centimeters. So what it means is that the length of the base is 16, and then the height is what? 8. So the length is twice of the height. I think that is so simple. Alright, let's go to our last question. Number 2. Okay, we are given the diagram here. Okay, find the area and perimeter of the parallelogram. So when I look at the parallelogram, this is the area is what? The base times the height. Area of a parallelogram is the length of the base times the perpendicular height. Okay, so this is our area. What is the base? This is the 10. Alright, so that will give us 10 times the height is giving us 5. So that will be 50 centimeters squared. So simple. So we find the area as what? 50 centimeters square. The length of the base times the height. All right. Okay. Then we are finding the perimeter. So the perimeter is the distance around what? Around the figure. All right. So if here is 10, then this side is 10. We know parallelogram, the opposite sides are equal. But what is left is to find this side, and this side is also the same as this side. But we're given an angle of 60 here, and the height is what? And the height is 5 centimeters. Okay, so we can find this particular, and we know the height is perpendicular to the base. Okay, so here is 90, so it means that this side is also 90. So this becomes a right angle triangle, and we have the opposite, and then here becomes what? Here becomes the hypotenuse. All right, and my adjacent is here. So if she stays here, then my opposite is the 5, and then this side, the AD is what? Is the hypotenuse, because here is also 90 degrees. All right, so I can use the angle and find what? And find the side AD. Okay, so what I'll say that from the diagram, and when I find side AD, it is the same as what? The CB. From the diagram, okay, we can say sine, because we are going to use sine, opposite over hypotenuse. All right, sine 60 degrees is equal to the opposite, which is 5, and the hypotenuse is what? My length AD. All right, so it means that my length AD is going to, AD will come here, sine 60 will come here, 5 divided by sine of 60 degrees. Okay, so let me use the calculator to find 5 over sine 60. 5 divided by sine 60. Okay, so in decimal, that will give us 5.7735 centimeters. Okay, 5.7735 centimeters. So this is the length of this side, 5.7735 centimeters, and this side is opposite to this side. This side, the opposite sides of parallelogram are the same, so here will be 5.7735. Okay, so if you want to find the perimeter, then you can say the perimeter. Okay, therefore perimeter of the parallelogram, you know the parallelogram is what? AB, so you can say AB plus BC plus CD plus AD. Okay, so that is the sum of the length around the figure. All right, so we are going to add everything, so that will give us what? Our AB is 10 plus 5.7735 plus another 10 again plus 5.7735. Then we get the answer. Or if you like, I can say 2 times 10 plus 5.7735. Okay, as we are previewed to, and it's the same thing as this one. All right, so let's add everything and get our answer. So we have 10 plus 5.7735 plus another 10 plus 5.7735, and that will give us 31.547. 31.547 centimeters. 31.547 centimeters. So this is the perimeter of the parallelogram. All right, I believe this is the questions that we have solved. I believe you have gotten some understanding of a parallelogram. We will solve some past questions to give you more understanding. I'll see you again. Bye bye.